You're watching King 5 News.
Check this out. Heavy downpour on the east side really impacting drivers trying to navigate through the big I-90 construction zone. We are seeing big delays and long backups here on westbound I-90. Good morning, everyone. I'm Teresa Yu, and we're driving around in Road King, bringing you current road conditions. That's coming up next.
New overnight, a close call for passengers on a King County Metro bus as a tree falls right on top of it as it's driving down the highway.
All right, having a little audio problem there. We'll get to Mimi in just a sec. Welcome back to King 5 Morning News. 7:30 is the time right now. I'm Mark Wright.
And I'm Joyce Taylor. Mimi is tracking Boeing's earnings report, so we'll have those numbers. But first, let's talk to Mary, who's looking at the weather. And a little bit of rain, or actually a lot of rain coming out there, right?
That's right, Joyce. A lot of rain. We have not seen this in quite some time, as well as lightning strikes. Let's get right to it. Live Doppler radar. And you can see even east of the Cascades, we're tracking lightning strikes as well as showers moving right over Omak there. And here is the wider picture. And you can see the showers and even moderate to heavy rainfall moving across western Washington as we are looking at across the northwest interior and even down through the Sound, and a lot of lightning with these storms that we're tracking. So we're talking about temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, showers and thunderstorms for today. Now let's head over to Tracy for a look at traffic on this busy Wednesday morning.
A lot of you actually decide to use 520 because you don't want to stick it out on I-90, and that's why we're seeing some little hesitation for those of you heading westbound on 520. First, though, that drive from Issaquah to downtown Seattle, roughly 27 minutes, averaging speeds of 42 miles an hour. New problem for drivers westbound 520 out near 405. Looks like a crash that it was partially blocking so far. We are seeing some delays on westbound 90, a little bit better than Eastgate, pretty much bumper to bumper as we work our way through the construction zone this morning. We're also noticing that downtown Bellevue has a little bit of a standing water issue this morning that's going to slow you down, and a problem on the ramp here at 405 at the Maple Valley Highway. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up here in less than 10 minutes. But Teresa is live right now in Storm King this morning, driving.
Good morning to you, Tracy. That's right. A little tough commute here over the last couple of days. We've seen a breeze, but now with the rain falling, people are starting to hit those brake lights and deal with these wet roads. Let's show you where we're at. We are stuck in this westbound I-90 traffic here, very slow and go. As you can see, cars trying to merge. This is probably the worst traffic we've seen all morning long, again, with all that heavy downpour. Well, as you guys know, this is really the first commute where we've seen such rain, significant rain like this. Probably a good idea to give yourself plenty of room between you and the car in front of you. We did get a chance to talk to WashDOT earlier this morning. They are urging people not to get too comfortable with this light traffic and to stick with those alternate routes. Take a listen.
I think there's a heightened awareness for drivers and the travel conditions this week. You know, we've had a presidential visit, and you know, we've had this big construction closure. So this was an opportunity for folks to get engaged and really start developing some good court sense of you know, how traffic moves during their work week and how that affects their schedule.
Keep in mind, it's been pretty dry, so now with all this wet weather, we've got oil on the roadways. Could be a little slick in some spots. A good idea, again, to leave a little early, but again, right now, 7:30 on I-90, it is stop and go traffic. If you take westbound I-90, maybe a better idea to take one of those alternate routes that Tracy's been talking about. We'll continue tracking your current conditions, also the weather, and the rain just continues to come down on us here on the east side. For now, live in Bellevue, I'm Teresa Ewan, King 5 News.
Teresa, thank you. And it looks like the weather caused something of a near miss this morning, or a near disaster. Take a look at this. A tree fell on a King County Metro bus as it was going down the highway this morning. The bus was heading south on 405 near Northeast 30th Street this morning when the tree fell onto it. You can see the front windshield just smashed. State troopers say it looked like a small landslide caused that tree to fall over. The good news is all 6 passengers and the bus driver are all okay.
A former high school teacher accused of having sexual contact with more than one student in Tacoma could change her plea this morning. A hearing for Meredith Powell, a former math teacher at Lincoln High School, is set for a change of plea hearing this morning at about 8:30 in Pierce County, so about an hour from now. Powell's facing at least 4 charges, including sexual misconduct with a minor, rape of a child, and communicating with a minor for immoral purposes. Today's hearing could be the result of some kind of plea deal. We will let you know what happens here on King 5 News at noon or online at king5.com.
It's 7:34 right now. A new report is out. It finds that 3 weeks of heavy rain played a major role in triggering the Oso landslide. Scientists say the hillside was already on a hair trigger for a huge slide. And for the first time, this report says how often big slides happen, every 400 to 1,500 years in the Stillaguamish Valley. They say more needs to be done to warn people in high-risk areas.
But I think it would really behoove us as a society to rethink our level of investment in trying to understand the geology of landslides and actually get more information together and processed in a way that homeowners and county governments and state governments can actually disseminate that to the people who really need to know about those kinds of hazards.
Another takeaway from the report, previous slides in that area made the hillside much more vulnerable to rain. Searchers in the Oso area think they have finally found the final victim of the landslide. Officials say a team of searchers found Chris Regelbrugge's body yesterday morning on the south side of Highway 530. That's about 100 yards away from where her husband's body was found back in March. So 2 weeks ago, they found debris from the Regelbrugge home. They believed if they kept digging, they might finally find the final victim, number 43. The Regelbrugge family says they are waiting for final confirmation from the medical examiner before they make a statement.
Now at 7:35, the city of Bonnie Lake is facing a $2.5 million lawsuit over a pot ban. Lawyer Chris Cruz says that his client is losing money by the thousands because he cannot get his recreational pot business off the ground, even though the state awarded him a retail license. The city put a moratorium on pot sales last October and has denied the business permit for the pot store, which was supposed to open the 1st of July. The lawsuit is seeking $2.5 million in damages.